Welcome back to 80 Proof Gaming, where I am currently playing Path of Exile. What I've decided to discuss today is your class and how your class is restricted to various things. Usually, your class is only able to use whatever that class's abilities are. For example, right now I am using Fireball, Raise Zombie, Firestorm, and Summon Skeletons. Now, in most cases, your class would be the only one that could use those things. In this game, it isn't like that at all. You get your skills from various gems. Now, here are the gems I'm using. I'm using Raise Zombie, level 5. Let me go ahead and deal with this fucker here. Yeah, what now? I'll turn you into a zombie. What? Alright. So I've got a Raise Zombie gem socketed to my chest plate. I have a Fireball gem socketed to my main hand weapon. I've got a Summon Skeletons gem socketed to my circlet. And I've got Firestorm and Add Lightning Damage socketed to my boots. Now, any class that has equipment with blue sockets could use any of these skills. Fortunately, though, the gear that usually comes along with a witch has a lot of blue sockets. Thusly, you wind up using more of the spells. I have a melee character that uses Summon Zombies. So, you're not restricted quite that way. Now here's how they actually restrict you. If you go to your character panel, you notice I have 105 intelligence to the next closest being 29 dexterity. That means I'm going to be using the gear that requires intelligence. The gear that requires intelligence always seems to have Energy Shield as one of its attributes. Now this little set of gear, which is all the cloth type stuff, the wool gloves, the wool boots, and the Arcanus vest, they always have a requirement of intelligence and almost always seem to have blue sockets. Now you notice here I've got these gloves that have a green socket and a red socket. So it's not a hard and fast rule. It's just a tendency. A statistical chance is highly improved for having blue sockets. So that's how they try and keep you using those specific skills. Now if you look over here, here's a plate vest. That's all armor, that's usually strength, and would usually have red sockets, meaning melee type skills. Green sockets are the dexterity, and they go to the archer and the duelist most often. And each of the class has sort of one or two attributes that they favor. Now if you go in here and you look at my passive skill tree, you'll also notice that from my starting location there are almost all intelligence stuff. Here we got mana regen, goes to intelligence, goes to intelligence, goes to intelligence. Then I can do 1 damage or whatever, it goes to intelligence, intelligence. All this sort of filler passive skills are always intelligence. Not always, but very close. Now I'm going to talk about the passive skills. If you go through these passive skills, you always wind up with a sort of a strategy. You get to here, you pick cold, lightning, or fire. That doesn't mean you can only do one, you can do all three if you want. And there's even a build for that, called Elemental Equilibrium. Enemies you hit with elemental damage temporarily get plus 30% resistance to that element. That means you use the same element over and over again, they're actually going to do less damage. Enemies you hit with elemental damage temporarily get minus 20% resistance to other elements. So if you switch it up, you're actually going to wind up doing more damage. it's an option. I don't think it's going to be particularly effective. I think that focusing on one is going to be more effective. What I'm going for is minion instability. Minions explode when reduced to low life, dealing 100% of their life as fire damage to surrounding enemies. And I'm going to go with all the buffs to give them plus to maximum life, etc., etc. And I'm also going to do some extra fire damage. Anyway, this has been a quick look at witch-specific gameplay, how the game uses your class to direct you in different gameplay styles. This has been 80 Proof Gaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.